Yeah, I know you had no pants on.
And then we live.
No
And then
chat.
let me go to Instagram.
Shit. We need to poo in this joint in here.
This nigga said Winnie the Pooh.
There we go, Slim.
Bang.
Instagram
That
too,
music
so let
started.
Let's go.
Yeah. And we be good money. Where this shit at? There we go. Hold on.
Man, y'all look good, man. I'm proud of y'all, man. Rico on time. You know what I mean?
We get Donnie in here. Shit,
Hands
get
up.
her to the stage.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, she got it.
Sound terrible though. Gotta fix that mic.
Oh. She had a
You
special
sounded yesterday, Donnie.
Let me take the AirPods off. Let me take the AirPods off.
You almost there.
Shut up.
You good, Donnie?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
All right,
That's way better.
welcome to the Rap Room Podcast. What episode is this, man?
126.
126. All right. 126, and the title of this episode is what?
Lost in translation.
Lost in translation.
Translation.
All right, so I'm gonna stop the music. So, welcome again. Welcome to the Rap Room Podcast. This is episode 126, and this episode, well, from here on out, we doing it a little different, man. We actually, so we were on Podbean. Matter of fact, I forgot to go live on the Podbean so we can get our listeners here. But we were partnering on the Podbean app. But now, you know, through getting cussed out from T Streets and Don,
Yeah, man. Precious. It was that Suge Knight. They gave us that Suge Knight.
we moved to a different platform. So this is what we will be doing every week at 7 p.m. We'll be streaming on Instagram Live, YouTube, and I'm gonna add a couple more if I can. This is our first time doing this, so we got everything worked out yet, right? So I'm your host. I go by E1. We got T Streets in the building. We got Reek in the building.
What up?
We got Danya in the building, and we got Faith Orlando.
That's the rumor.
Welcome to the Rap Room Podcast. Y'all see I got all my sounds, man. So
Let's do it.
we're gonna pick up like we always do, man. We always kick it off with sports. And T Streets, what we got?
Kick it off with sports. Well, the first things first, the tournament, NCAA men and women's tournament is coming up, starting Thursday for the men and Saturday.
Come on.
That's it for the
Got
tournament.
T. Who you got?
I have no clue. I got USC for the women.
VCU.
Okay, with Juju. T. Juju gonna score 30 a game in the tournament. And the men's, I'm gonna go with Auburn.
Bro, I'm gonna be real. I don't be watching that shit, man.
Hey,
This
look.
shit good, though, bro. I got you.
I will watch the tournament, but it's like college changed to me when there's no stars in college. Mostly everybody is one and done for the most part. And it's hard to get to know players. I mean, on Instagram you can, you know what I'm saying, but it's just not the same to me. So I don't really keep up with any teams. I will watch March Madness just because, you know, so we Cinderella teams and stuff like that. But I'm not into it like we was back in the day, though.
Right.
And that's why the NIL would at least keep these guys at least for 2 years, right? Because these dudes are making money. It was a story. It was a story in college basketball men's where one of the team's trainers, the trainer got an NIL deal. That's how popular he is. But if I want to keep T at my school, the booster is going to pay him. They because if not, everybody will go straight to the league after 1 year, and nobody's gonna watch college. But they gonna make all their money back with the tournament. They're gonna make
Absolutely.
all their money back with the tournament.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they just had, they do that new thing where, well, it's not new. I guess it's about 3 or 4 years old at this point, maybe longer, where they
Mhm.
have more than 64 teams, right? It's like 60.
Yeah, 68.
Okay.
68
And those teams already played, right?
Yeah,
last night.
yesterday.
Because
Yeah,
I
last
seen
night.
somebody hit a half court, well, not a half court, they threw it from full court, and the dude made
Yeah,
it. And I guess
crazy.
and it's funny, right?
Yeah,
Because look, you look at it like this. Them teams do all that shit to get beat the shit out of in the first round. And sometimes though,
it's pressure, dog.
yeah, I mean, just to make it, schools like that just be happy to make it, which I get.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
You're right.
that shit got tough, man. So
Yeah, man. Well, buckle up. Tournament coming next week.
Yep.
Well, tomorrow. Starting tomorrow.
Yep.
VCU.
And what else in
VCU,
sport?
huh?
NFL. In the NFL, I have to bring this up. Cincinnati Bengals signed the
Mm.
two-star receivers, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Mm.
Jamar Chase signed a record for non-quarterback players, highest paid contract with 4 years, 161 million. And for a wide receiver too, T. Higgins has probably the largest contract, 4 years, 115 million. So that was big
Shit.
news in the NFL.
now we wanted to get T. Higgins. Trey, I don't know if you knew that. Well, it was talks about it. See, Rick laughing. Let me tell y'all about Rick real quick. Rick laughing, right? Rick, now,
Hey,
let me tell y'all about Rick.
You over there?
what do you do, bro?
Rick laughing
What do you do, bro?
because Rick is,
Over there,
without saying again, he's a professional team hopper. So Rick
Professional team.
he used to be with the Commanders, and now he's a Philadelphia Eagle fan, and he was able to they won the Super Bowl, so he got it.
Successfully team hop.
And look, one time. I can't be a professional if it's one time.
Hey, look, bro. Hey, look. This
One and
for
only.
life. That's for life right
you
there,
got
baby.
that shit.
And we're
tatted?
coming.
Ew, man.
Come on, bro.
I ain't know you had a
What you
bad
tell me
shirt.
when I did that?
serious?
What T tell me when I did that? T said, you know how T told nigga looking at me, he said, you're gonna regret that one day.
Did you?
No, I won't. Hell no. We about to go to the Super Bowl. We got Caleb Williams.
I didn't know you had a
I love
bad
it.
shirt.
The last 2
Nah,
years,
Yeah.
that's new, right?
No.
Trey had that.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
the
real?
I've
I didn't
been
know you
had
had
that
that.
since
About when?
2012. Since 2012. I got it in Vegas.
Man, you're a
I wasn't
diehard
even
John.
sure nobody that.
You guys love it? Do you guys love it or you guys love it?
Look, the
I didn't know
tattoo
you
artist
had
was
that
like, "You
joint.
for real?"
Man, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back out there and see my man too. He did a great job.
That's it for us. Sports.
Sports. This is for sports this week.
All right, so we're gonna get into some current news, man. Now this one right here is from AP News. I ain't got my glasses on because I don't like wearing my glasses, so I'm gonna have to read like this so y'all can laugh if y'all want. So this is Washington D.C. to remove Black Lives Matter painting from the street near the White House. The mayor says the nation's capital city will remove the large painting of the words Black Lives Matter on the street block from the White House as Washington mayor struggles to fend off threats of encroachment from both President Trump and the Republican-controlled Congress. Says Browser pointed to the change on the social platform X on Tuesday, writing, "The mural inspired millions of people and helped our city through a painful period. But now we can't afford to be distracted by meaningless congressional interference. The devastating impacts of the federal cuts must be our number one concern." It says this move shows a striking shift in tone toward Trump and congressional Republicans since the president's first term in office. Browser, which is she's a Democrat, and renamed the intersection Black Lives Matter Plaza as a public defiance in June 2020. It came after days of a chaotic protest at the location over policy brutally following the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis by a police officer. And so I guess I think they've already took
They
it
started.
down.
Yeah, they already. Trump.
Yeah.
I think it was last week. Trump put
Last week.
a video post on X/Twitter of the demolition. of digging that up or
Okay.
painting over or whatever. I can't remember.
It's the dog whistle.
But
Real
you know
quick.
what? It's like it didn't mean too much to us that actually live out here because we rarely visit that part of the
Mm.
anyway. So my biggest thing about it all is why tear up the street? Why not just get some extra paint and just paint over it?
Paint
What was
over
the
it.
whole purpose of
Nah,
tearing up
nah,
the street?
nah. It's nah because he has to send that dog whistle out. Look what I made them do. He didn't even like get the paint off. He dug up the concrete
Oh
that
Yeah.
the
yeah,
shit was
that's
on.
what I'm talking
That's
about.
how that's how vile this man is.
Well,
He wants to. It's a superiority racist complex where get that shit up off of there. Really, a street is bothering you that much because it says black on it.
Obviously,
Go ahead, Rick.
well, the thing is that I think Muriel Bowser could have said, "Nah, I'm not going to take up the street. I'm going to leave it there. If you got a problem with me, come see me." But she was scared of them taking funding away, taking
mhm,
money away from DC. But that's money that DC taxpayers have paid into the city, so it's not their money to take. Um,
exactly.
so I think she could have stood her ground. Um, but it is what it is.
I feel like this. I'm gonna be completely honest. What it is that there could have been some underlying corruption that she probably didn't want anybody to know about. If you want to be honest,
Mm,
you know what I'm saying.
mm.
I can't foresee somebody just bowing down just like that after making a statement like less than 5 years ago. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Mm.
she like Trump has all these Democrats, these weak Democrats shaking in their boots.
Yeah,
So
right.
when he said you need to clean up the homeless, she went and shoved all them homeless people in jails or whatever she did.
Yeah,
But it's not like she did it in a manner that was in a loving way. Not that she had to, but
as our
still.
mayor, she
Mm.
has done a piss poor job from day one, and it's like people don't know anybody else, so they don't know who else to vote for. And the one person that did have like a large community standing ended up getting wrapped up into some other stuff, which in her terms, allow her to stay. But I just feel like if you know you're not equipped for the job, then sit down, take a seat. All it is just your name that's being plastered everywhere. So you're going to get the
Well,
trash from all of
what
this.
was
What
it
you
anything
think?
she could really do about it? I mean,
As
I
far
feel
as
like the
what?
fight
in terms
could
of
have
just
been
saying
more.
no, we're not going to remove it. She didn't have. I
She
mean, she
could
didn't have a
have.
Yeah,
choice,
she
She
could
right?
have.
could have did
Oh, she could
anything.
have.
It's
Oh,
Mhm.
like
okay.
he
She
said it, so I got to do it. That's how she presented it to us.
There was a picture, a painting of Trump as a baby when you go into Rock Creek Park. They painted over that as soon as he got elected. They cleaned that up real quick. It was a big ass picture of him as a baby with a big
I didn't
Trump
know
head
that.
in a baby's body.
Fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
I know.
Trump
Nah.
I didn't know that.
Um,
I rarely visit Rock Creek. Rock Creek was not the place to be in certain times of the years. So I'm
yeah,
very
Hey, plain
that's
and
a tough
simple.
one.
Trump is on some get down, lay down, get
Yeah,
down or lay down shit.
Yeah, hell
yeah.
yeah.
pretty
But
much.
you know
I
that
don't think that she felt like she could have been fully politically equipped to handle everything that he would have been doing, would have been throwing her way.
now Rick. There's another. I don't know if you had the article pulled up or not. I don't know, but this is from CNN World
Hmm.
about the French politician that suggests the U.S. should give back the Statue of Liberty for taking the side of the tyrants.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. I got the article pulled up right here.
All right.
Um, let's see. The statue was a gift of friendship from America to France. Inaugurated in 1886, it represents Libertas, the Roman liberty goddess, bearing a torch in her right hand and a tablet in her left hand with the date of the U.S. Declaration of Independence. Broken shackles lie underneath the statue's drapery to symbolize the end of all types of servitude and oppression. So when we got rid of slavery, France was like, all right, look, here's the statue, and the chains, the broken chains on her feet represent the end of slavery. So the French, they were like, all right, that's what's up. But now they're talking about taking it back, which I think is just, just words. I don't think there's anything behind it. But I think it just shows that people all over the world are looking at the United States and just with the side eye.
Yeah, we're a clown show right now.
Yeah, we're a clown.
Yeah,
You know what I do
yeah,
think
and
back? I'm gonna just be completely honest, because where is it, liberty and freedom and everything for a lot of us, not just Black people.
Mhm.
It's other races that have to deal with a lot of things that we have to deal with as well. So I'm just like, we've never stood on the premises of what that even represented. And let's just be clear, the Statue of Liberty was a Black woman. It just had to be restructured into another type of an image. So, like,
Facts.
Donnie going in,
I ain't
night,
gonna-
okay.
Hey,
my
that's
Donnie
thing
new to
is,
going
me.
night,
yes,
okay.
strip us. We do not deserve that. And I look.
I
I
didn't
don't know
know.
about we.
It doesn't.
Ain't no we. Like people talk about Americans, to me, that shit mean white. Because black folks, we sitting here, all that shit is bigger black folks to come out there. They want us to get out and get in the streets, get that Black Lives Matter shit up. The funding, taking funding away from all these black colleges, even talking about pardoning the guy who killed George Floyd. They saying shit and then they watching us. Y'all niggas
Oh
come on up
yeah,
out of
they
there.
want us to
So
respond.
so yeah, they want us to react. They
Mhm.
want us to react. So, but yeah, to Trump, that was a symbol. But to us, like, bruh, whatever. But
It
black
did.
folks
It
need
showed
to
everything. All it did was
black.
just show exactly what he been trying to fake defend up against. Is just
Yeah,
that
yeah,
racism
yeah.
is still
He
prominent.
wants to take down your symbols,
Well,
just
we
like
got we
they took down the Confederate statues.
we got we got one more political article. And this is from CNN, and this is the title of it is "Rules Aren't Clear Anymore. Trump Crackdown on Student
Mm.
Protesters Sends Shockwaves Across the U.S. Universities." You got that up, Reed?
Yeah. So this in the days after immigration officers detained a Palestinian activist on the campus, the head of the Immigrants' Rights Clinic at Columbia Law School has been inundated with inquiries from students seeking answers to basic questions. Um, Activities that were taken for granted just a week ago are now questions that students are asking in reference to protesting. Should I do this?
Protest
Yeah, should I do
on
this?
their own campus. On their own campus.
Should I do that? Yeah, exactly. And what are the risks? Last week's arrest of Muhammad Khalil. If y'all don't know, Muhammad Khalil was one of the people heading the protests
Hmm.
when Israel attacked Palestine. Well, when Palestine attacked Israel, and then Hamas attacked Israel, and
Mm.
Israel retaliated, going overboard. But he led a protest, and now Trump is saying, get him out the country, send him back to a country he's never been before. While his wife arrested him in front of his wife, who's
Hmm.
7 months pregnant. That's some bullshit. That's some bitch ass.
And then they revoked his
Mhm.
green card.
They revoked the yes.
Yeah.
They revoked his
Just
green
just
card.
just for him, just
Mhm.
for him now, just for him talking,
Yeah,
right?
right,
So if they can revoke your fucking green card, that's another thing. I dare your ass to get out there. I'm gonna revoke your shit.
right,
So just like T was saying, it's get down or lay down. This is where people, you ain't got no motherfucking choice but to
Mhm.
unite.
Exactly.
Okay?
So
So the shit that's going on that you see, Melanated people been going through that shit since they were bought here. We were bought here.
Years.
This is just updated. Go ahead, Rick. I didn't mean to cut you
Right.
off.
No, it's all good. So the rest of the article goes, these actions are having a chilling effect on college campuses across America, where students say they are being forced to think carefully before executing their constitutionally protected right to free speech. This case sets a terrifying precedent for all students, particularly international students and those on with visas and green cards. But I think students in general should be horrified, said Zaid, who is, well, they don't even say who Zaid is in the article. A student, a student at the University of California, Berkeley, who asked that his full name not be used in fear of retribution. What precedent are we setting for this entire nation and for our First Amendment right if Khalil is deported, and who will be the next group targeted? Real quick. So they sent Khalil down to one of the toughest prisons down in New Orleans, in Louisiana.
Mm.
Come on, man. Just for speaking out, you're going to put this man's life in danger. But
they want to make an example out of him.
Exactly. But what I hope is happening down there is that the prisoners are protecting him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, Rick, I just want to say you read really well.
He definitely
you did that, bro.
You're a good reader.
It's the hat.
You're a good reader.
I think it's the hat, bro.
I'm gonna give you that, man. You did good.
You did good, bro.
We got the professional set. I'm proud of you, man. Let me get to the
I had water with me.
You doing good.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just water. But go ahead.
This article right here is from The Hill. And this is from, I don't think AG would want to hear this, but this says hundreds protest Tesla showrooms over Musk Dodge work, right? So we all know Elon Musk been going hard with the Dodge, with that program that's, I guess, trying to see how the government is wasting money or whatever. And people not happy with a lot of decisions that he's made or making. And I think what people are in fear of with the way that he's doing everything is it feels like a democracy will go away, right? And it seems like, or that's what people think. And when you have it where, it's not been that way for forever, right? No oppression, hasn't been too much oppression for years. And now it seems like that's what you want to bring back. You're going to have outrage and you're going to have people doing all type of shit. And if it keeps going, I think this is just the beginning, right? So with that being said, it says that hundreds of protesters gathered outside of Tesla showrooms on Saturday to showcase their disdain for CEO Elon Musk and his work with the Department of Government Efficiency, Dodge, in an effort to slash federal spending. The Tesla takedown movement has launched a series of demonstrations that have taken place in Washington, D.C., Boston, and other locations, aiming to encourage investors to divest in Tesla stock, charging electric vehicle owners to ditch the brand. Approximately 80 protests took place on Saturday alone, according to CNN. So I think people have been going into. I read that they've been vandalizing the vehicle.
Bro, they threw Molotov cocktails.
Yep.
They showed so many pictures of it. Looked like somebody shot a rocket through that joint and hit one of them. That shit was like half blown up.
Yo, and this is going across around the world.
I love it.
You know what?
They're being labeled as Democrats. Those are Democrats. That's all.
Those are angry white people.
Yeah, they're angry white people. Exactly.
Oh, they Democrats. That's what they said. They said that's Democrats.
No, it's not all. It's and Republicans. People feel betrayed. You were supposed to look out for us because we white, and you didn't. So we about to fuck y'all shit up.
Especially with Social Security. What was you gonna say, T?
I got mixed feelings about this because I'm invested in Tesla.
Yeah, hey, go ahead, T. Hey, I feel you.
You're killing me.
Hey, that's a good point, T.
That shit gonna bounce back. I already know
it's not gonna bounce back, bro.
Yes, it is. Because Trump
just
put out the dog
hey,
Trump just shot a commercial.
You see the commercial? Oh my God!
Look. This man Elon
he can't even fucking drive. Fuck you, buy a Tesla.
This
I think
man
the only
is
way that it
single-handedly
could
fucking
bounce
up the
back
world.
if they find a new CEO or a new owner or
Yeah.
something like that, and they
If
maybe lower costs and accommodate.
Obama gonna have to buy Tesla for that shit to bounce back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
seriously, but
and with
I don't know if
SpaceX,
their bounce back game is going
Oh,
to
let me ask y'all. This is off subject. I got to. It came to my mind. I know it's random. Real quick. So yesterday I came home and I saw the TV was on, and it was y'all know it was some astronauts that was in space for like 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And they were returning from space. And when I'm looking at the TV, I ain't gonna lie, that shit look like CGI. So my whole
Hey, I
thing is
mean,
that I'm not saying this, but my whole thing was, you go into space and you attach to this spaceship, and then you go with the rocket or whatever. You go up. They were there for 8 months. How do you survive in 8 months in space?
easy.
oh, that's how they designed the space shuttle.
Somebody educate me, right? And then
over there.
they came down, and when they came down, you have to drop into the ocean.
Right.
And you drop into the ocean, and once you drop into the ocean, a boat comes and picks you up.
And picks you up. Yeah.
So
And I'm just saying, when I was looking at it, like I start reading all this shit they be saying on the internet. There's a lot of people that don't believe in space, and people believe that we live in a firmament, and and the earth is flat and all that, right? And so I never really thought about it like that. But when I was looking at maybe the TV I was looking at, I just like, damn, I wonder if this really real or not.
Nigga, you had 8K. You was looking at your 8K
Maybe,
TV.
hey, look, so on these space stations where they have multiple countries send like their astronauts up there, I think some people have been up there for close to a year.
Longer than that.
Yeah, exactly. The thing special about them is that they were supposed to come back a while ago, right? But something happened with the spaceship and the doors where they couldn't come back.
So tell me this: if you on a spaceship, right? I guess when you inside, you can take the spacesuit off and you float around. How do you use the bathroom though?
Bro, they got all that shit.
You gotta grab the toilet, hold the toilet while you shit. I'm just saying. I don't.
Yeah, you got, bro. You got to do all that. Your shit floating, all that shit. You got to put that shit in the bag,
I
bro.
don't get it, dog. That's what I'm saying.
And then it shoot out the shit.
Nah, hey, look, they put a catheter in.
That's for when you piss, though. That's for when you piss.
In the back part too.
They all got cholesterol.
Now y'all ain't never watched Aliens. Y'all ain't never watched Aliens. They did all that shit in Alien.
I just thought about
all that shit.
I mean,
hey, look, I'm bullshitting everybody.
I thought about it yesterday. My bad. It was off subject, but that shit, it was so on my mind.
No, but I'm a researcher though, like using the bathroom in space. Yeah.
I thought about it, dog.
And it's a fact that you get taller when you're in space. So I'm about to go up there for about
because the gravity. Yeah. Your vertebrae is not. Your vertebrae is not is not being compounded on. So yeah.
So I'm already 6'2". I'm probably 6'5".
We going. We gonna come back.
Y'all gotta have that shit. I don't even want to fly in a plane like that. I know I don't want to do no.
We all know you. We already know you're gonna take on plane.
I'm about to go to space.
I don't even want to do a plane. Now we're gonna get into some entertainment news, and I call it entertainment news because we're gonna talk about Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie just did he was on a podcast, and The Pivot, okay.
The Pivot.
And I haven't seen him do a lot of interviews. What he's most known, so he's been an actor, so I won't give him his props. Most recently, he's been acting for years, but most recently he's been known for being Captain America. I guess the first Black Captain America?
Yeah.
Okay. And he had some very interesting takes and opinions. And it says, Anthony, this from Vibe. It says Anthony Mackie's thoughts on depth of masculinity received mixed reviews. Anthony Mackie opened up about his parenting, sharing that he's raising his children to be respectful young men in the face of what he believes is an ongoing attack on masculinity. And I'm going to play a clip of what Anthony Mackie said. Next week, we probably have it on video for y'all.
20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. Right. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night. This alarm is on. You text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up. I love that. Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing. Right. You can have all the celebrity in the world, jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you got to have a little guard in there. You know, and so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different. You feel it when you go to Europe. Like you see these, and you're like, go bust your ass, boy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You go to Europe, tight ass pants. Yeah, tight ass pants. Good, boy. You better lotion your ankle. Like you feel it when you go to Europe. Even when you like, I was just in Kenya and I was walking around. I'm like, yeah. Dude was like, you ain't from here. Like, nah. Yeah, I could tell. I know you can't. I could tell I ain't from here. You know what I mean? It's just that American male masculinity is something I think is very important for boys. Because now our little boys are afraid to fail, so they don't try. You know what I mean? When we were kids, we did tackle drills. We would run face first into each other.
We just talked about it. They shot. Dudes don't even talk to a woman face to face.
They don't know how no more. In the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities.
Is that a repeat?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that joke.
Hey, man,
My bad, Slim. That joke don't show me. It don't show me on Podbean. Yeah, it just plays. So it's like, yeah. But so Anthony Mackie, right? He had that to say. What do y'all feel about his thoughts on male masculinity at this point?
He's stupid.
What's stupid about him?
What is American masculinity? What is that?
He didn't want.
You mean white American masculinity?
Like
that we were indoctrinated to.
Exactly.
So you feel like he should have separated the terms or separated the.
I thought he was having. Go ahead.
His whole view on what masculinity is screwed up.
It was like 3 different conversations in one, right?
Yeah, I would go to Europe and I see them with tight pants. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Tight pants? I go over to Kenya and they're like, oh, they're not masculine. What the fuck?
He had
some dumbass shit, man.
No more Captain America movies for him.
He did. Well, I understand the point when he was talking about like if you're 15, I leave, you the man of the house when I'm gone.
Yeah, right? but that's standard. Yeah.
That's standard. Like
not everywhere. You think it's standard, but it's not standard everywhere.
And plus, how you 15? You going lead your mother to the prom? You don't know shit.
Yeah, some people. Shit, I've been a man of the house. I was way younger than 15.
Yeah, exactly.
So
there's some people that take up that man.
Yeah.
Come on.
So another thing that he said that wasn't in the clip. He was talking about. He had made a comment about following your dreams, and he was basically saying like you can be talented, you can know everybody, and you still basically he was just saying like it's all bullshit, right? Now this is my thing. I understand what he's saying, but he made it. So it's like I get it. Like a lot of people are making, then they'll tell you like money ain't shit, this fame ain't shit, and all that. And you know, but for a person that has a dream, they want to feel that part. Like they want to feel the portion of you want to know for yourself, basically. And he was just saying like shit is basically he's just like saying you're talented, you're gifted, but it has to be given to you.
You are chosen.
Yeah, yes, yeah, basically like that, saying like you can do all of it, but if you're not chosen, then it doesn't matter or whatever like that. I don't know, but
it goes hand in hand though. The work goes with the You got to put yourself on the radar for the person to choose you.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
And you have to be prepared.
Because there's
Yeah, you got to be prepared for the moment.
You're chosen, you have to still work hard and continue to develop so you can stay on top.
And if you black, you gotta be fantastic. I saw when he was talking about the different black actors who were in at certain periods, and how he's saying that the reason why they didn't stay working or relevant, he wasn't like dissing them, but he was just like you had to be more versatile. So he was just talking about, I guess, adding on to what you guys were saying. If you want to stay around, if you want to stay relevant, you have to have different tools in your tool belt, being able to do different types of acting styles and work your ass off.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he has some interesting takes. Kudos to him, though. You know, he's had a good career. He seems like a person who's put in a lot of work and
Mhm.
and getting the fruits of his labor. And I respect that because when it comes to the acting world, there's not a lot of A-list people. There's a lot of people who go for it. There's a lot of people who act, but there's not a lot of people that's in that threshold where they're really in the box office and in the movies like that. If you really think about it, it's a handful.
People
And
of
a lot
color,
of-
right?
Yeah, people of color, and a
Yeah.
lot of actors and actresses, they have to do side hustles.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's true.
Actors from the '90s that were popular. It's just not that much work out there for everybody. It's work, but not paid work where you living off, and everybody just doesn't flourish like that. So when you get somebody that's in the top 5 or 10 that can do that, I think that's what's up.
Mm.
Now we're gonna get into before we get into it, we all know when it comes to like relationships and friendships, there's always a point where you can misunderstand each other. And that goes for friendships, that goes for relationships, that goes with your family, mom, pop, sister, brother, whatever. As humans and communicating with others, the more you're gonna communicate, the more times that you can come across having a misunderstanding with someone. And so I have an article that, basically gives 10 ways that you can handle misunderstandings.
Mm.
I guess you can call misunderstandings. I don't think that's conflict, but it can lead to conflict.
So it can lead to it.
I need that.
So this article says the process of navigating a relationship requires patience, love, and understanding. There are moments when issues will arise, which takes these 3 factors to solve and get both parties on track. One of the factors can keep a relationship in disarray is a misunderstanding. Usually a misunderstanding is portrayed by having little or no clarity about something. It says misunderstanding is the result of an assumption with no proof. And it will continue to cause conflict in a relationship until things become more transparent. And in this piece, we'll be looking at how to deal with misunderstandings in relationships and identify common causes.
Write this down, Donnie.
So it says, what causes misunderstandings, Danya? It says misunderstandings in the relationships occurs when one or both parties refuse to understand correctly. Therefore, misconception and misapprehension occur when there is no moral clarity because of a false impression is created. Different things can cause misunderstandings, as we know, but the root cause is usually not getting a clear picture of a situation. Now,
so how is it that you get to the root of this understanding?
Well, I'm going to help you
let him
out.
finish. He's trying to finish reading it, so you can find out.
Well, this is so right here is the 10 reasons why misunderstandings happen. And I don't know if any of you have this, but the first one.
How do you get to the root? If they're giving you a solution, how do you get to that solution?
I'm trying to find out.
I'm gonna give you the 10 reasons why misunderstanding happens. I'm gonna tell you why it happens sometime for you, Danya, and then we're gonna go and see. We're gonna see how to resolve it.
Yeah, for you, Danya.
We're gonna get to it, right?
I think he's real slick, dog. He's slick.
Everybody else stuff don't stick on this platform. It's just for me, huh?
I'm good.
So the first thing that causes misunderstanding, the very first thing, is poor listening skills. One of the reasons why misunderstanding in a relationship occurs is because both parties might not exhibit good listening skills when their partner is conversing with them. Usually, when two people are discussing, one of the individuals might not go beyond the hearing phase. So that's number one. A lot of people don't listen to understand; they listen to respond.
There we go.
A lot of times
Right
we so pressed to get our point across that while you talking,
Right.
I can't even hear you because I'm ready to say my shit.
Bars.
That's what happens. Thank you, Reek.
Okay, that
Number
might
two.
very well be so. That might
So,
very well
Donnie.
be so. But at the same time, can you talk and
Why
can
is she
you
yelling?
listen?
No.
Yeah.
Can you talk and can you listen? Because a lot of people just
How you
and not trying to listen after that.
Donnie, why you so hot?
that's what I'm saying. We
just had
living
a
through what
misunderstanding
you
with
saying
somebody.
right
I
now.
want you to do this is gonna trigger me. So therefore, let's bring it. Why
You gotta
can't
choose to get triggered.
Why you can't answer the question, Trey?
What? What's the question? You just sit there yelling. What's the question? You didn't ask me for nothing yet.
I said, if I'm listening to you, right?
Which you should.
You
On
sitting
mute.
there talking, right? Right?
Yes.
When it's my
Yes.
time to rebuttal, how is it that you can disconnect?
First of all, if you speaking to me, if you have a rebuttal, I'm gonna listen to what you're saying.
Okay.
See how I just did that? Because I respect you as
Now,
I respect you as a woman. So you go ahead. You say what you gotta say. I'm gonna go on mute.
now, number two is another reason that why miscommunication or misunderstandings happen is disrespecting your partner's feelings. Some spouses are used to invalidating their partner's feelings, which should not be in a relationship. You need to respect your partner's emotions and feelings and try your best to provide a solution. So disrespecting your partner's feelings is what leads to misunderstandings. That can be in friendships too. Disrespecting how somebody feels make a person feel unheard. When people feel unheard, then they may act accordingly, just depending on their personality. Number three, go ahead.
So with that, my bad, bro. My bad. No, E. I was E. Hold on. No. I wanna. No, E. I was about to ask you, and I'm asking the group. Are you guys quick to if you're in the wrong, right? You know, some people just hold a grudge or whatever. But if it's your spouse, if it's your partner, I'm quick to apologize because like you'll be willfully ignorant, knowing you was wrong and shit, but you still ain't gonna apologize. Are you guys first to apologize, or would y'all let it just linger a little bit because you're mad, even though you was in the wrong?
I'll probably let it linger a little bit, but you're right.
Oh shit!
No. But look, you're right. That's the right thing to do. But look, man, if I feel the way that I feel like I'm right, and why should I take a knee and apologize for something that I didn't do? But you
I
are
know.
right.
I say if you're in the wrong. I didn't say if you.
Oh, if you're in the wrong,
Yeah,
apologize off the break. Apologize off the break.
Some people don't. Some people be like, nah, fuck that.
So for me, if I'm wrong, let me think. A situation where I'm wrong, will I apologize off the break?
You still hot too. Like you still.
Well, you know what? Sometimes, but you gotta think about it like this. In the moment, you may not know that you're wrong, right? And sometimes it takes time after you have the misunderstanding to realize, you know what, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have said that. I didn't look. So after that, am I mature enough to, after something like that occur, for me to say, you know what, I shouldn't have said that? Yes, I can do that now. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm the person that do that like right off the break, and like that's a fairy tale. Sometimes you upset, and me, if I get upset, I need a little space and time.
I got you.
But yes, all in all, when it's all said and done, yes, I can apologize if I was in the wrong. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah, I'm with you. If I'm in the wrong, I will apologize. It won't be in the moment, but I will apologize. But I have to be convinced that I'm wrong.
Oh shit!
You have to have, without a shadow of a doubt, that I'm wrong because I'm normally right. So,
they sound like me over here.
All right, I'm normally right. So when I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But normally,
I'll I don't think I've been wrong since I've been on the pod. But go ahead, E. What's the next one?
Okay. Number 3, another reason why you could get
Right
into
along.
or have a misunderstanding with someone is seeing your partner as a competitor. Now, this happens a lot. It says in some relationships, spouses view each other as competitors instead of partners. This is one of the reasons why common misunderstandings in relationships occur. You need to always remember that you are your partner. You and your partner should move the relationship to greater heights. And so I think what they mean by that is being a competitor. You may say, you know, it could be a situation where it's like, hey, babe, I got a new job. And she's trying to get another job, but you happen to get the job before her. And not only do you have a job, she's a person who really doesn't have hobbies in her life. Her hobby is you. So now she's seeing that you have a new job, but not only do you have a new job, after work, you have extracurricular activities that you like to do that are positive things, but because you're her hobby, she doesn't have that extracurricular. So then she starts to look at you in an envious way. Though she's your partner, she should be uplifting you. She's envious of you.
Damn, bruh.
And
And
that
you
happens.
killed that shit,
I
dog.
did.
Hard.
Hey, I don't
Bro, and you
bullshit.
been
Let
waiting.
me hit that. Let me
Dog,
hit
where
the
did that come
gunshot.
from?
You know what I'm saying?
Damn, where that shit
Hell
come
yeah,
from?
shit.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, was stay at that camera like, and you her hobby.
that
Hey, you
motherfucking
killed
dog.
that shit, dog.
To me.
Hey, nah,
So
but for
I
real,
can't
like, go
really.
ahead, go ahead, Donnie, go ahead.
I said at the same time, I said I can't even hate up what he just said because that had happened to me before. I was in a competitive relationship with an ex of mine. You know, this person couldn't understand why I was making more money than they were. They wasn't understanding.
This JoJo. Go ahead, this JoJo.
So,
No, this
so
rah rah. This rah
like,
rah.
bro, we in this together. Like,
That
what's
happens.
yours? It was, was yours is supposed to be mine, but we became segregated after a while because it was a competitive nature for a man to, I guess, make more than his woman.
That can happen a lot. You know what I'm saying?
That competitiveness, throw that out the window, man.
Yeah, you got to get rid of that.
It's
Y'all
so
supposed to uplift each other.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was number 3. Number
That's some
4,
crazy shit.
and for those just joining, we're going over the reasons why misunderstandings can happen in relationships, but you can relate some of this to friendships also. Number 4 is comparing your partner to another person. Another mistake that causes misunderstanding in a relationship is when partners compare each other to a third party. It's a sign of disrespect that can cause conflict in a union. Frequently, it is perceived as compelling someone to drop their identity for another person. That's a big mistake. Go ahead, Trey.
Mm-hmm.
What if let's say somebody says, like, sexually? What if somebody say, hey, the young girls is out here, you understand? And we need to spice it up a little bit. And then the woman or the man might take offense to it. Is the spouse being, or something that they saw? Is the spouse wrong for being honest, or as me taking it from what she said, should I be disrespected because she came at me a certain way, or vice versa?
I think it's based on delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I
do.
think anything you can say anything if you deliver it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, and when it comes to sexual stuff, you gotta, you can't just
You know
blurt
what?
out shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Rick had brought the question to me about what's going on with him, so I was just trying to, you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to disrespect him. See, I'm real respectful. I'm real humble, right?
No,
But
no, no, no.
I'm trying to help my man out.
You
No,
Trey, Philando
yeah,
hit me up the other day. Was like, "Hey, it's sundress season. What should I say?"
that's what you call it, shit.
That was stupid ass shit like that.
It sounds just like you
Sundress,
would say.
nigga.
But yeah, if
No, but like seriously, if somebody can you put it in, can you say that it's a comparison? Let's stay on the sexual topic a little bit.
Uh-oh.
If somebody says, hey, like, My ex used to do this, so I like it.
Oh,
This.
I'm out. I'm
Oh,
gone.
fuck
I'm gone.
no.
I'm gone.
Fuck
I'm
no.
gone.
Hell
I'm out.
no.
I'm out. As
This,
soon as
I
you
don't
said
want to hear
X,
no X.
like
Yeah,
it
as
this
soon as you
way.
say the
Say
word
that.
X, that's it. I don't want to hear that shit.
what you say,
Yeah.
T? What you say?
Just say you like it this way. Don't bring the X in.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do
Because
that.
Yeah, just tell them what to do.
Donnie,
Yeah, just say what
Tell
you
them
like.
what to do.
Donnie, you
Tell them what to
laughing.
do.
You laughing, but if it was on the opposite end, you would cut somebody out, please. Yeah, right.
After she cry. After
Come
she
on,
cry, she
man.
gonna
Come
cuss.
on, man. No, that's not gonna work. Comparison is
Hey, I
never.
was just asking a question.
If you want ice down your throat, just say so.
No. Comparison
Yeah,
don't work.
I
just
can't
come
say
home with just come home with whatever toys, whatever you're gonna do, and y'all just, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Just
because
don't bring nobody else's name up though. Don't bring up like, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's the wrong thing. Now, number 5 is another thing that leads to miscommunication, misunderstandings is compatibility problems. It says if you and your partner do not align on several fronts, misunderstandings in a relationship can happen quite often. Compatibility is one reason partners find it hard to see each other's standpoint because they are fixed on theirs. To be compatible with your partner, your value system, mindset, and other factors must be to theirs. Now, I think that compatibility should be something at the beginning. I mean, y'all should know if y'all compatible. That's some shit from
Never
early
made it
on.
into a relationship.
Oh
in
shit.
certain areas. That's why you got to go through the dating phase and do the questions after questions. You got to talk about these things like freaking sexual preferences or religion or whatever. You gotta be able to talk about those things.
What you
You
guys
can
say
like
about
the
a
same
sundress
thing
makes you?
sexually, but you ain't got to be on,
Man,
financially.
no, you sound like you put pressure on the nigga though. Because like you like don't talk to me. If we just like don't talk to me about sexual, just let us grow. You feel what I mean? Like he just said don't compare, and you compare it. I don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Let's let
That's what
the
I'm
let
saying.
the see that's your
How do
problem.
most of those
You gotta
sexual
let the relationship grow.
because the man will bring it
If
up.
you ain't feeling it, then don't take my ring. Don't you know what I mean? Like if you ain't feeling me, somebody else, somebody feel me right down the street. You understand? Don't do me no favors. Don't do me no favors. Do
Well,
somebody else a favor. Don't
Somebody
do
say,
me. Don't do me no favors. Don't lie. You know what I'm saying? If you should think about Twan, go back call Twan. I don't need to come by you, pay your motherfucking rent. I ain't doing all that. Let me
well,
know.
I'll say this:
Vice
compatibility
versa. Am I
should be
lying, T?
it should be at the
Not
beginning, man.
lying.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
should know that if y'all compatible, y'all shouldn't even.
oh
That
yeah,
should be
for
something at the
sure.
beginning.
Yeah, you
So
shouldn't enter in anything.
yeah,
You're not
like
compatible with them.
so. This is a good one. Number 6 is
Uh-huh.
assumptions. Says many
Mm,
partners fall
that's a
into
killer.
the assumption zone unknowingly. It says which is why a relationship occurs. You need to know that until your partner confirms something to you, you might not know what you're feeling. You might not know what's going on. It says, however, some spouses
Mm,
are not patient enough to discover what is happening with their partner. Instead, they assume based on their instincts, which gets the other party fired up.
mm, mm.
I think we all can attribute to assuming. I mean, even though they say assuming makes an ass out of you, we all assume.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Everybody assumes.
at some point, at some time, we can assume, and then sometimes you feel like you know your partner, so your
Mm.
assumption feels super correct because you like, I've been with this person for so long, I know what they think and I know how they are. But sometimes you're wrong though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll say this. There's been many times where because of a track record, the other person can say, "Oh, I assume this is what is the cause of it," or
Yeah.
"I
Yeah.
assume
Yeah.
this
Don't
happened because
assume
of
with
this."
me though.
But don't assume because assuming is going to
No.
cause a huge issue between you and
It's
then
gonna cause a huge issue.
Yeah,
exactly.
so
So
that's number 6 was a
Just
start.
talk to me. Yeah, talk to me. Call me.
Number 7 is choice of friends and acquaintances. Sometimes
Uh-oh.
misunderstanding in a relationship
Mhm.
happens when there's a disagreement on the choice of friends and acquaintances to keep. Not all spouses are comfortable with the type of friendship that their other half keep. and it can cause conflict between the two of them. The company you keep, that can lead to a lot of misunderstandings because sometimes where I've seen situations where, let's say, you're married and you have a lot of your friends are single, or let's just say a few of your friends are single. It doesn't have to be all of them.
Right.
It's tough if you're always hanging out with that single friend. And when I say hanging out, I mean as in like going out to concerts or going out to get drinks and stuff like that. I'm not saying you can't do it or you shouldn't do it, but that's
Always
when
doing it.
sometimes depending on the friend, the type of friend that you have, that can make your partner be like, well, damn, she might be this type of person and you with her all the time. People, it's either going to rub off on you or people are going to assume that's how you are. So maybe you shouldn't hang with them. And then that gets into the lady saying, well, you don't tell me what to do. Because women are quick to say you're being controlling. You're not my father. Donnie, don't y'all say that? That as soon as the guys say that they don't want y'all to do something, we control it.
Donnie said real quick.
No, not me, because I'm the controlling party.
Yeah, Donnie be controlling.
Yeah.
Hey, Don, let me tell you.
Controlling personality.
Donnie a thug. I see it.
You not, Donnie, you not. Donnie easy for real though.
What to do around this here? I'll put my hoof down.
Donnie.
I've never accused anybody of being controlling.
Donnie,
I've been accused of being
Donnie, you had to be submissive.
She will be submissive.
If you can overpower my dominance, then okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Donnie want to compete over power.
Damn, you got a battle, huh?
No, hey, Donnie easy though. Donnie will be in there making my tacos.
Man,
you understand what I'm saying?
Cooking,
and I'll be sitting at the table waiting on my tacos to get ready.
And the plate better be hot.
And it better be hot.
Number 8. I don't want no cold food. Now,
and you better put my sour cream and my sauce on my tacos too, like I told you.
Now, number 8 is probably one of the biggest ones. Pause. It's finances. Another reason a partner might feel misunderstood in a relationship might be finance. If one partner is earning higher than the other, their actions might be misinterpreted lots of times because of their financial status. Also, when it comes to footing the bills amongst other expenses, it could be a cause of conflict because of finances is a sensitive issue. And I know that firsthand, not firsthand with me, but I know someone who recently, got divorced, and a big part of it was financial. And I think that's always a big part. And it's layers to finance, because let's just say that you're in a marriage. Everyone does things different. Some marriages, people combine their money and they have one pot or whatever. Then they might have separate savings. But then some marriages, they go into it, or relationships, and they say, you pay this, I pay that. And while you're saying you pay this, I pay that, you didn't start making more money. So why am I still paying this? It get into all that type of stuff. And I think that's how finance can get, it's a big part.
If you have a plan going in, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It shouldn't matter who's getting more or who's getting less.
Well, Donnie, what if I was paying the bulk of the mortgage, right? Or the bulk of the rent, and then you get a new job, and now you making way more money than I'm making, and instead of you contributing
ask me that question.
And then instead of you contributing to the bulk of the mortgage or the rent, you're able to stack your money and do what you want to do with your money, but I'm still stuck with paying.
But it wouldn't be just my money. It'll be money that's going to be contributed into.
You're gonna pay it. You're gonna pay it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if there's assistance that's needed, of course, why not? However, if we have going in, you're gonna pay all the bills, then it shouldn't matter how much I end up bringing in, because that's going back to the same household.
So you got people throughout history who've had these same problems, right? But their communication, their love, and their understanding, and being money conscious,
Mhm.
right? Like having a lot of love with not that much income
Mhm.
in a small ass apartment, but you happy as shit because you love that man, you love that woman. I
Mhm.
think it's too much of society that puts false shit into our brains where we feel we got to attain certain shit, right?
Mhm.
But if that person gets sick, you're not going to take care of them,
Of
right?
course.
If that person loses their job, you gonna divorce them? You know what I mean? You know this person been busting their ass. Trump come in and lose their damn job. You gonna divorce them immediately, right? So it comes down to who the people are to me that's in the relationship. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
Yeah.
then go and then see that now this is where I can get into the masculinity thing. Not like Mackie was saying, but me like as a man, I will work my regular job and I'll start being a little side hustle. I'll be at motherfucking Walmart. I'll be at motherfucking Costco. I do whatever I got to do to support my wife and my family because that's me as a man. You feel what I'm saying? I'm
For
not
sure.
gonna create. I'm not gonna create fake outrage over no money. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you were in a situation, you would want your wife to
For
to
sure.
to do more to help you, and because women do more than us anyway in relationships,
Thank you.
right? So you can't just communicate as a man, make it right where you all on the same page. If you love that woman, if you're trying to get up out of there, it could be finances, it could be anything. But if you love that person, you're not gonna trip off of that shit. You're just gonna make it work, like
That's,
like like
that's real
like
talk.
like our grandparents did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, that's layers to that. We'll get to that. Because
It is. It
there was
is.
different circumstances. But number nine is
Absolutely.
always
Absolutely.
always claiming to be right. Does anybody have
No
that
shit.
problem?
That's T.
It
That's
says
T. That's Rick. That's Donnie. And that's E.
when
I
it
don't
I'm the
claim to
comes
only
be right.
person
to
who
I'm
don't
just
claim to be
right.
right.
I
that,
claim to be right
Fuck,
when I'm right.
motherfucker.
okay. When it comes to the causes of misunderstanding and communication, one of the things to look out for is when partners claim to be correct. Before you
Mm,
take the stance on anything, you need to consider where your partner is coming from. Oh, this is
absolutely.
it's a Danya, even though you think you may be right all the time, that
it,
man,
said,
man
it, said,
always
it
how
says
they get
Danya.
you in this joint? Yeah, they got you in this joint. It says even when you claim to be correct, putting your partner down can get them angered in a result of conflict. So you know what you notice sometimes, right? When a person sometime, or what I notice with women sometime, or just people, period, a person just want to be heard. So
That's
Absolutely.
true.
when you're talking and it's always where you're right, you can be right, but at least at least understand where I'm coming from. So
Mm,
you might
Yeah.
be right on what you're
you,
saying, but don't discard my feelings or what I'm saying to you. At least say, you know what, I don't feel the same as you, but I do understand. Da 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 da. I am listening and I hear where you're coming from. Opposed to just saying, nah, that ain't it, is what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
gets you a lot
that,
further than you know what I mean? Because at the end of
that
the day, yeah,
also, E, to add to what you're saying, you're absolutely correct. But you got to pick the right person who understands how to receive, though, right?
true,
Because
true.
if you know that you always get into a beef, why you keep staying with the person? Like you already know where it's going. But if you with somebody who understands how to listen to you, who, like you said, listens to understand what you're saying, not listen to be combative. Just like you said, you might just want to get something off of your chest. Damn, I ain't even think about it like that. Okay, so then they start talking about their childhood, the root causes. Once you get to understanding a person, the conversations become easier as you go. But if you're like, man, I ain't trying to hear this motherfucker shit. This motherfucker always complaining. You always gonna run into the same wall.
And
You know
that
what I
comes
mean? But
and that goes to the compatibility thing that
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
word I keep talking
compatibility.
about.
That
Thank
goes to
you. Compatibility.
and
Now,
Compatibility.
number,
and
go ahead, Donnie.
And
oh
listening skills.
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Thank you.
Listening skills.
What'd you say, Donnie? Go ahead. I cut you
No,
off.
that's what I was trying to
Oh,
get to.
so
That's what you're trying to get to. Hmm.
number 10, and this is the last one. Again, this is a list on causes of misunderstandings in relationships. It says number 10 is no quality time with your partner. Not spending quality time with your partner or giving them good attention can be another reason why misunderstandings in a relationship happens. You need to know that the partner is one of the most critical aspects of your life that should be given high priority. That can react they can react unpleasantly when they feel taken for granted because of a lack of quality time. It is important to be skilled at balancing facets of your life, including your relationship, so that no one will suffer. So I'm gonna come from the perspective of this is like cut and dry, no quality time, right? But also what happens in life is that sometimes you're so busy, and let's just say that you have children or you have kids and stuff like that. Sometimes you get so engulfed in life, you don't even realize you all in that spending quality time together. And sometimes you equate quality time as being out with your kids and your family, and that's family time.
That's family
but
time.
When it comes to you and your partner, that's the quality time. But life can overwhelm you, and you feel like you're spending quality time with a person, and then when you look up, you're like, well, damn, all we have in common is the activities that we do with the kids, but where me and you at with it? So sometimes it's not cut and dry.
Implement priority.
Still got to date the partner.
Priority.
Exactly. T said it. Yes. T said it.
Date the partner.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
T a player. T be dating other people's partners.
T that on the mark though. Elaborate on that, T.
Nah, you have to date your partner. In one of my old relationships, our biggest issue was that I didn't have the money to date her. I didn't want to be with her because I was broke, but she kept pressing the issue, so I finally gave in.
That's a pod though.
But it's like this. I couldn't take her out. I couldn't, and there was a recession at the time. I couldn't find a job. It was bad, so I couldn't take her out. I told her, I said, it's going to be bad. We're not going to go on dates.
It's going to be bad, baby.
I don't have the money. And it took her 3 years to realize that, this nigga was serious.
Oh, shit.
And we went through a lot.
1,000 days.
Yeah.
But
we went through a lot of issues.
I think
she loves you.
I think it's a lot more important than, all right, I'm going to take you out. Because you could just leave the kids with the grandparents or the babysitter or whatever and spend quality time with your significant other at home.
Yeah,
it's
more. Cook for them. Cook for them.
Women get tired of that at some point.
Well, you gotta switch it up. You gotta switch it up. You can't do the same thing every time.
You do get tired of it at some point if that's always your go-to, the same thing. But if you implement priority and different things to do, you making sure that you're showing your partner that attention with making her that priority, then it's not going to be an issue. You see what I'm saying? So you can have movie night in your house. You can have date night in your house. Anything that you could do outside of your house, you can do in your house. So money should never be the focal issue as to why you're not spending more time with your partner.
That's true.
That's true. Also, now I'm as you were talking, Diane, I'm thinking about a man like with my daughter. Like if she gets older, man, right? I'm thinking about a man that's trying to date my daughter, like when she's older, right? I would say, listen, I would tell my daughter just to concentrate on her, concentrate on her career, concentrate on her studies, concentrate on her own travel. I'm not saying until you get yourself together, but my man, he got to have some goals. Like we can't be no goddamn project. Y'all in love and you busting your butt as a woman, and he still, you know what I mean? Not meeting you there. All that love shit is cool, but I think a lot of people, not just women, settle for men. I think men settle for certain women. But back to the compatibility thing, understanding how to choose properly, right? So, but that's a whole other pod. But that's why I thought that this list was really, really good. And shout out to T, because the one that I had in there before T was more so work related, but this one was relationship related, right? So you can really, but it's a lot that we can get into later in different pods. But this was really good though. And you know what I mean? How to choose properly.
we basically scratched the surface with that, and that concludes that the 10 reasons or 10 reasons why you can get into a misunderstanding with your partner. Now, do we have an Ask the Rec room?
Mm-mm.
All right, no Ask the Rec room tonight. So y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. This is our first time doing it.
Bang, bang, bang. Crush that shit. I crush that shit. Hey, I can't see I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's a little different this time. We had
It's different. Okay, yeah, now we
you
good.
know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man, it's our first one.
Yeah, so this is our first part. Well, this ain't our first part. We on episode 126. But this is our first part where we doing the streaming on Instagram and YouTube. Previously, we were doing the pod on Podbean, and the Podbean goes to all the different streaming services, but we wanted to change it up. We wanted to switch it up and show our faces, on the every week pod. Now, we still do have an in-person, in-studio pod, which is here,
right.
actually. So we still do that, but this pod that we're doing tonight, we do this every week at 7 p.m. So you tell a friend to tell a friend. If you like what you hear, follow us on Instagram at The Rec Room Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube page, which is The Rec Room Pod. Also follow us on TikTok at The Rec Room Pod. As I always say, everybody has a pod, but everybody is in us. To the next time.
Hey.